The freight process is the most important process for the stores to execute consistently. 20% of the store's payroll is used in the freight process. It directly impacts every part of the store. Our customers expect to find product on our sales floor. And if the freight process is not done consistently, that affects our customer service. The store manager sets the tone within his or her buildings. As leaders within their building, it is important that you understand the process so you can coach and provide direction.
Before we can start processing a truck, we need to start by building the best possible schedule. Before scheduling, review the truck schedule posted on the Shopko intranet. Schedule teammates to be available at 5 p.m. the day the truck arrives so that all segments of the truck process can be completed as soon as possible and as a team. To get a good idea of how many teammates should be scheduled, refer to process flow timings and schedule to the average truck size. A proper truck setup helps maintain efficiency throughout the truck unload process. Ensure that refuse containers are empty and a cardboard bale has been made and placed outside for pickup. All obstacles such as fixtures and merchandise shippers should be vacated from the area that the truck will be unloaded into. Arrange a combination of wheeled freight vehicles and pallets in a compact setup around where the track will place incoming cartons to be sorted. Freight vehicles and pallets should be as close as possible to the track while still allowing enough space for teammates to safely move about. Once the vehicles and pallets are in place, affix signs in numeric order near the vehicles indicating which cartons an individual vehicle or pallet will hold. Totes and apparel will be near the end of the track to enable the cartons to consistently flow off the trailer. Apparel cartons will be sorted during the initial carton sort with the totes retained for sorting later. Before starting the truck unload, the supervisor scheduled to lead the truck should have a quick huddle to set expectations for the truck process.
All right, hey team. Truck tonight is 12:50. Should take us about an hour and 40 minutes with the 5 of us to complete. Might be a lot of Halloween, seasonal, harvest, maybe some Christmas, so try to get it done quick.
The supervisor should use the truck goal times reference sheet to get an idea of how long the truck should take to complete and review the manifest ahead of time if possible. The store teammate should say something to the effect of, today's truck is 1,600 cartons, so between the 5 of us, it'll take about 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete. We are going to start to see a lot of patio furniture come in today, so we should move those pallets when they're full to the side aisle by furniture backstock. Unloading and sorting the truck should occur starting at 5 p.m. local store time to minimize customer disruption later in the truck process. Merchandise is delivered on a flexible conveyor track and sorted to the centrally located freight vehicles and pallets. The individual inside the trailer should be a high-energy person creating a strong pace. The leader should be stationed as the second person on the track, giving that individual visibility into the trailer and of the team. The leader should coach pace and direct the team based on unique things within each truck. Within the trailer, shift pallets or bulk products to the side of the trailer to keep the flexible conveyor track as full as possible, maximizing the team's productivity. There are times when the track does need to be removed, but this should occur only on an as-needed basis. As the cartons are removed from the truck using the flexible conveyor track, the team will quickly sort the cartons onto designated freight vehicles or pallets. Since the freight vehicles and pallets have signs displaying which cartons belong on them, teammates of any experience level can easily determine the freight zone from the shipping label and quickly bring them to the correct location. As freight vehicles and pallets fill up, they will be rotated out and replaced with an empty freight vehicle or pallet. The flexible conveyor track should be expanded into the trailer throughout the unload, reducing footsteps to freight vehicles at the back of the track. Totes should be held and sorted until after the unload is complete. The second person on the track should open each tote to identify the type of merchandise contained. If the tote contains GM product, both flaps are closed. If the tote contains apparel product, one flap is left open and the tote is pushed down the line. After the general carton sort is complete, totes or break packs will be sorted. Sorting totes well can greatly reduce the time it takes to fill the product to the sales floor. Much like the carton sort, using signs makes the process easier for teammates by designating where the merchandise is sorted. Totes should be sorted in stacks of 3, reducing the need for teammates to bend for each piece of merchandise. The stack should be placed as close as possible to the center of the carts to reduce walking during the sort process. Totes will be sorted by department. Apparel totes should be placed with the other apparel cartons for processing. Because of the high volume of health and beauty items contained in totes, health and beauty items are sorted by valley on the sales floor. The tote sort process should be completed by 2 to 3 teammates who are familiar with the store layout and planograms. The leader should be a part of this process to encourage pace and as a resource to answer product-specific questions. Freight vehicles and pallets should be staged as close as possible to the aisles where the cartons will be filled. This enables the teammates filling to reduce footsteps and the leader of the fill process to quickly gauge how long an area will take to complete. Stage areas furthest from the stockroom doors is not to get blocked in. Shopping carts used for the tote sort should be staged near their respective departments or aisles. Filling should occur with the entire fill team working together in a process called the swarm method. The swarm method is impactful when the leader is working centrally to the team and can visibly see and direct teammates. Teammates should work together in groups of 2 to complete a single pallet or flatbed. This gives new teammates an opportunity to always be placed with someone who can teach, coach, and train them. For experienced teammates, they should challenge each other's and the rest of the team's pace, creating a challenging, exciting, and interactive atmosphere. Items on pallets or larger freight vehicles should be placed on smaller freight vehicles like silver carts or shopping carts to be transported to the aisles to be filled. Broken down cardboard should be placed in a neat pile on the freight vehicle so that it can be disposed of in one trip. Retain the original cardboard package for merchandise that does not stack well, such as bagged candy and pillows. This makes transportation for backstock easier. It is important that the shelves are filled as quickly as possible, so all filling, including totes, should be completed before moving on to backstock. When the truck is completely filled, the remaining backstock should be brought to receiving. Stage the freight vehicles with backstock near its backstock location in the stockroom. Remove the boxes and dispose of the cardboard if it is not a full carton. Keep the cardboard in one neat pile so that it can be disposed of at one time. Backstocking similar products in nearby aisles and locations will assist in speeding up the auto pull process. Smaller items or SKU-intense areas should utilize auto pull boxes to narrow down the locations. The apparel process also requires the same key elements as mentioned earlier with scheduling and a proper setup. For the main apparel sort, arrange the setup with Z-bars on one side and totes on the ground opposite those with a walkway in between. Affix signs in numeric order to totes and Z-bars. Apparel cartons and totes should flow into a floor-stacked location. One teammate should open the cardboard boxes and determine if the garments are hanging or non-hanging. If hanging, hang on the corresponding numbered Z-bar. If non-hanging, set aside to be sorted later. Once all cartons have been sorted through and either hung if hanging or returned to a floor-stacked pile if non-hanging, then start the tote sort process. The tote sort process has been designed to be completed second, so all hanging apparel can be given first priority to being processed. Sort the totes back into the floor-stacked totes as designated by zone number. Once a tote fills completely, close the lid and add another on top. Do not remove plastic from items within totes, as the plastic will help keep items organized. Continue this until all totes are sorted. Now begin to sort the non-hanging boxes. Non-hang boxes should not have the product or plastic removed and should be placed either on top of the totes organized by zone or directly in front of the totes organized by zone. This should be a very quick final sort. Strip all plastic off the hanging apparel at this time prior to taking product to the floor. Begin the apparel fill process with the hanging Z-bars first. Hanging apparel merchandise is the more complex task, so experienced teammates should complete this work. Ensure that the apparel flow plan and product protection tags are available to place items in the correct locations the first time. Process all hanging apparel prior to processing non-hanging apparel. Non-hanging apparel and apparel totes should be processed simultaneously. All items should be brought to the sales floor on a silver cart or flatbed to complete an entire department at a time. Non-hang and toted items should be removed from their plastic wrapping at this time. When the apparel truck is completely filled, the remaining backstock should be brought to receiving. Stage product to be backstocked near its backstock location in the stockroom. Remove the boxes and dispose of the cardboard at this time. Keep the cardboard in one neat pile so it can be disposed of at once. Backstocking similar products in nearby aisles and locations will assist in speeding up the auto pull process. Apparel items should utilize auto pull boxes or dividers for hanging apparel to narrow down the locations.
What you've seen today is a truck process at one of our stores. Your back room may be configured differently, so how you adapt the process to your back room and to your store layout may be different. The important thing is to execute the key concepts of the process you have seen. Thank you for your time today. What Shopko would like you to understand is the most important part of this process is you.